The pond was not large, not vast, not deep. But to those born inside it, it was a universe, a galaxy of shifting light and rippling silence. I came into this world like all others, blind to form, bound by tail, swimming in circles of instinct. No legs, no name. Just a single, curious question thrumming beneath my gills. Who am I? The others didn't ask. The other tadpoles wriggled with purpose, eating, darting, pushing past the waterweed like they already knew their destiny. Frogs, they said, smug and sure. We will be frogs. Jumpers, croakers, princes maybe, but something inside me held back. I didn't feel like a frog. I didn't feel like anything yet. My tail was strong, but my heart swam elsewhere. I watched the surface shimmer above like a second sky. I listened to the sounds that came from beyond the reeds, the buzz of dragonflies, the drip of moss, and most of all the croaking. It came at dusk, low and certain, like someone laughing from the belly. The older ones said it was the calling. That's the song of arrival, they whispered. When we're ready, we'll answer it. We'll croak too. I didn't croak. I listened, not just to the frogs, but to the quiet. One evening, while others chased midges in the shallows, I drifted near the roots of the lily pads and heard something new. A voice not loud, not frog-like. It came from the shadows beneath a flat stone. You don't believe you'll become them, do you? I froze. My tail quivered. Who said that? Someone who once had doubts too. The voice replied. I backed away, afraid. But the voice didn't follow. It simply murmured, if you only become what they expect, you'll never find out what you truly are. I didn't sleep that night. Not because of fear, but because for the first time, I wondered if the journey to becoming wasn't upward but inward. Change crept in quietly first, as an ache behind my sides, then as a tremble beneath the skin. Legs, stubby, uncertain things that sprouted like doubts, as the others celebrated. Look at mine, they shouted, racing in awkward spirals. We're becoming frogs. But I didn't cheer. I felt disoriented. My tail, once my pride, began to shrink, like a forgotten promise dissolving. I swam slower, lower, hiding near the moss-covered log where the voice had once spoken. Why does this feel like losing? I whispered to the shadows. No answer, only silence, thick as silt. Meanwhile, the others climbed. The brave ones breached the surface, clutching at stems with trembling limbs, gasping their first breaths of air. They returned, bloated with purpose. It's glorious, they said. The land is full of noise. We croaked. We belong. I tried to follow once, climbed a reed, legs shaking, heart pounding. I broke the surface and panic gripped me. The air burned my throat. The sky was too big. I plunged back down, heart hammering, ashamed. You're not ready, one of them said, kindly but distant. Or maybe you're just not like us. That night, I dreamed of falling from lily pads that bent like mirrors. I dreamed of voices, laughing, not cruel, just convinced. He doesn't croak, they said. Maybe he never will. My legs grew stronger, but my voice did not. I opened my mouth once, alone by the reeds, and tried to make the sound. Nothing, just breath, just water. I wanted to believe I was becoming, but I couldn't help feeling I was unraveling. Was I a late bloomer, or was I broken? The shadow voice never returned, so I stayed beneath. Half leg, half tail, half truth. Not a tadpole, not a frog. Something in between. Something unspoken. But change. True change doesn't wait for understanding. And the night that the heron came, I had to choose. Silence or self. The heron came at dawn, quiet as regret, slicing the mist with wings like blades. No splash, no warning, just shadow and hunger. It struck near the log first, swallowing two who had just grown their voices. I watched from the muck, breath held, every limb rigid. The pond exploded with chaos. Legs kicked, water churned. Some leapt to safety, some did not. I could have fled deeper, could have buried myself in silt, like the cowards in the old stories. But something inside me, something not quite frog, not quite tadpole, rose, like a tide. I moved toward the surface, not with speed, but with certainty. My body remembered the climb, but my mind didn't flinch this time. The reed bent beneath my weight. My tail had nearly vanished, but what remained pulsed with intention. I breached. The sky met me not as fear, but as possibility. The heron turned. Our eyes locked, and for the first time, I made a sound. Not a croak, not quite. It was raw, awkward, uneven, call born of defiance, not instinct. The heron hesitated, a moment long enough for others to leap, long enough to matter, and in that stillness, I understood. I wasn't late. I wasn't broken. I was becoming, not a frog, not a mimic, but me. A voice shaped not by the pawn's expectation, but by choice. The heron flew. The survivors gathered. Some looked at me with new eyes. Others turned away, uncertain. I didn't need them to understand. I sat on the lily pad as the sun burned through the mist, legs folded beneath me, tail nearly gone. The water shimmered below, familiar, but no longer mine. The wind touched my skin. I did not croak again. I didn't need to. I had spoken once, truly. Out. And that was enough. I had found myself not in the echo of others, but in the silence that waited to be filled. I was not just a frog. I was the voice that answered when no one else dared.